So, hi all, good evening. I hope I'm audible. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for confirming. Okay, so let's just start this session now. Okay. So let me just recall what we have covered in the last class. I mean, in the study class. Okay. So we started with this business intelligence thing. Okay. So we understand what the business intelligence thing is all about. Okay. So we saw we that if there is a raw data and we convert it into a meaningful insight. Okay. So that is what is the base of the business intelligence. Okay. So this is what we have discussed. Then we discussed about the BI architecture. Okay. Like we saw the overview of the business architecture. Okay. Then we reviewed some of the BI tools. Okay. Like Power BI, Tableau. Like we got to know that all these are the BI tools, nothing else. Okay. So, but out of these, Power BI is the most widely used tool for reporting purposes. Okay. Then we also discuss about the core components of the Power BI, okay, which is desktop, Power BI service, mobile app, servers, report builder, and we also discuss about all these things. Okay, what is the functionality of this Power BI desktop for this service, mobile app, and the server and the report builder. Okay, then these things, Power BI desktop, Power BI service, and the Power BI mobile app. And these are the main component of the Power BI. Okay, so this we generally use. So this Power BI desktop is generally used to create the reports and all these things. Okay, and this Power BI service is used to publish, share, and collaborate our work, the report thing which we have completed in this Power BI desktop. Okay, here we publish those things, share those things, okay, with our colleagues or the clients or the stakeholders, okay. And then we discuss about this Power BI mobile app, okay. So this we can only use to review the things which have been done in the Power BI, okay. In here we cannot develop, okay, or edit anything. Okay. So these things we have discussed till now, okay. And let me just see, okay, yeah. And we also saw these building blocks here, like what are the building blocks of the Power BI. Okay. And then we also discussed the four views of the Power BI desktop. Okay. So till here, I think we have discussed in the last class. Okay. So now next is introducing the Power Query editor. Okay. So before diving into this Power Query editor, let's first grasp the complete workflow within the Power BI. Okay. Let's try to understand. Now, the thing is, let's say, so this is the workflow. Okay. So we start from where? We start with linking Power BI to our various data sources. Okay. Like in the sources, these sources can be SQL database, Excel files, cloud platforms, APIs, and anything else. Okay. So from there, okay, sorry. Thanks for talking. Just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Hmm. Is it visible now? Is it visible now? Okay. Fine. Thanks for confirming. Okay, now. So what I was discussing. Just give me a moment. So, start which one? So, so the first thing that we have to do regarding the Power BI, okay, first we have to connect our data sources. okay, to the Power BI. Okay, so at this stage, Power BI, what it retrieves the data, raw data, and gets it ready for any necessary transformation if it's not done previously. Okay, so once the data has been pulled or imported into the Power BI, next the data will be cleaned and structured, and where it will take place inside inside the Power Query editor. Okay, so this Power Query editor is what? It is just an inbuilt tool, ATL inbuilt tool. Okay, so where we transform, clean, and structure the data, the raw data, which we have pulled through Power BI desktop. Okay, so this is where we clean and structure the data. Okay, so after the data is clean, okay, so we move to the modeling part where we establish what relationships between the tables, we define the primary keys and structure the schema, all these things. Okay, so these tasks are all carried out in the where the model view. I have shown you yesterday that we have these views, and here in this model view, we do the modeling of the data of the table, you can say. Okay, then at this model view, okay, this model view is also known as the power pivot. Okay, so that is the thing. And then once the modeling is done, okay, once the data has been modeled, okay, then we try to construct the calculated columns and the measures with the help of the tags, okay, to create custom metrics that will inform our reports and dashboards. That will form our reports and dashboards. Okay, so here we will use the tags thing. Okay, sorry. So once the calculations are prepared, okay, like once the calculated columns measures have been created, okay, we enter the report and the visualization stage, where insights or the data are converted into what interactive and easily understandable visuals. Okay, so after designing the reports, okay, so the last action is to be publish those reports, okay, with the help of what we have already discussed yesterday, with the help of the Power BI service, okay, which allows us what sharing, teamwork, and managing access throughout the organization. Okay, so with the help of the Power BI service, we can publish, share, and collaborate our work with the colleagues in our organization or the stakeholders and all these things. So to summarize all these things, okay, so first what we will do, we will connect our data sources to the Power BI. Okay, then after connection, what we do, we transform the data using the Power Query editor. Okay, I will show you where we have this Power Query editor. Okay, and then after transforming the data, okay, what we will do, we will model the data in the model view. Like we will create the relationship between the tables, okay, which are present in our Power BI. Okay, then after creating the relationship, we create the calculated columns and the measures, okay, with the help of tags. Okay, then here in this part, we design the reports and the visualizations, okay, which we will mainly do in the report. Okay, and once that is done, we will publish and share our work, okay, via the Power BI service. Okay, so that is the workflow. Okay, so any question so far? Okay, fine. Next, now let's get a high level knowledge of what of the Power Query editor. Okay, which is nothing but the Power BI's built-in ETL tool. Okay, so for the time being, we won't go deep into this. Okay, we won't go deep into the importing and transforming part. Okay, we will just focus on the interface and the layout. Like I just want to give you a flavor of this Power Query editor. Okay, so first of all, to open the Power Query editor, okay, first you have to launch your Power BI desktop. Okay, I will show you how we will install the Power BI desktop. Okay, and once that will be installed, so you just have to go here in the search and search for the Power BI desktop. Okay, so something like this will appear. So you just have to click on it, and the thing like this will open. Okay, so this is our Power BI desktop. Okay, so once you are in the Power BI desktop, okay, then you have to go into your home tab. Okay, here you have to come, and here you will see a thing called as the transform data. Okay, so once you will click on this transform data, so this action will launch what? The Power Query Editor in a new window. Okay, like will get open separate. Okay, here you can see previously we have the Power BI desktop, and here we have the Power Query Editor. Okay, think it has not been launched here. Just let us check. Okay. Okay. So here we can see there are two windows. Okay. So the first one is for what? That one is for the Power BI desktop. This one. Okay. And this one is for Power Query Editor. Okay. Now let's take a brief tour of this Power Query Editor interface. Okay. So for that, let me just bring a data for the time being. Okay. Don't concentrate on the thing which I'm doing right now. Just to explain you the Power Query data, I'm bringing a sample data. Okay, so we have this data in here. Okay, don't concentrate on like how I have brought this data in here. Okay, so right now I'm just trying to show you what is this Power Query editor. Okay, so on here, to the left side, okay, we have this query span. Okay, here whatever table you will bring, okay, like it will show you the list of all the tables you will load. Okay, like here I have just loaded this table and it is showing it. Okay, so in Power Query, these tables are referred to as queries. Okay, the tables are called as the queries. Okay, in Power Query editor especially. Now, onto this right hand side, okay, we have this applied steps. Okay, this pen, applied steps pen. Okay, so here every change you make, okay, such as you will delete some rows in here, you will delete some columns, or you will rename any column name, okay, you will change any data type of any of these columns, okay, like you will split any column or merge any columns, okay, all those things, all those steps will be recorded here as a chronological history. Okay, it will all be available here, whatever step you will apply here. Okay, so this is what the queries pen, and this is what the applied steps pen. Okay, so we will explore these features in more depth once we begin to work with actual data. Okay, so for the time being, okay, uh, this summary should provide a clear visual understanding of the Power Query editor layout. Okay, so for that, let me show you one more example. Okay, let's say okay, a data in here, something finish right. And let's do this. Let me open this file. This is a Power BI file. This transform data. I'm opening the Power Query editor. I have just opened it to you, just explain what are all the basic things in here. Okay. So here, as I told, in this query pane, you will see your table, like the table names and all that. Okay. And on here, onto this applied step, you will see the steps you have applied. Okay, all these things. Okay. So this source. Okay. If we are talking about this source, so if you will click on this gear icon, okay. So it will display what? It will display the original data source, like where it has been located. Okay, what type of file it is. Okay, it is an Excel workbook and it is located at in my drive key, and the file name is movies. Okay, that is what it is showing. Okay, the source. Okay, talking about this navigation. So this navigation indicates which specific table or what which sheet, okay, you have extracted from that source. Okay, like it is showing the sheet one you have extracted. Okay, so that's it. Now, next is what this promoted headers. Okay, so this means it is showing that you have just promoted your headers. Okay, like previously, my headers were at this first row. Okay, then using this Power Query editor, I have just moved my first row as a header. So it is just showing the promoted headers. Okay, then it is showing the change time. So there are some changes I have made in the data type of the few of the columns. So that is what it is representing. Okay. So every transformation is tracked here in sequence. Okay. You can select any step to see the state of your table at that particular stage. Okay, which is extremely useful for debugging and what we can say undoing changes. Okay. Now here, so this is about the queries and the applied steps. Okay. Now let's examine the home tab. Okay, this home tab within the Power Query editor. Okay, so what are all these things? Let's get familiar to this. Okay, so once we will start the hands-on practice, so we won't have that much confusion regarding all these things. Okay, so first of all, we have this apply and close. Okay, so when you will click on this apply and close, okay, it finalizes all the transformation steps, okay, made in the Power Query Editor and takes you back to the Power BI desktop. Okay, so this action, this close and apply, it saves and loads your clean data into the Power BI desktop. Okay, so like it prepare the whole data which you have transformed for the analysis and the visualization. So that is the use of this close and apply. Okay, now then we have this new source. Okay, so there is a thing. Okay, in the Power BI desktop as well. Like here you can see the get source. Sorry, get data, and in the Power Query editor as well, you can see this thing new source. Okay, so the functionality of both the things are same. Like if you want to import the additional files or data tables, you can use this new source feature. Okay, it enables you to connect to more than 100 data sources, like such as databases, files, web services, cloud platforms, Excel, CSVs. Okay, all these things you can just get all this data via this. Okay, directly into the Power Query editor as well. Okay, so this offers a significant flexibility for what? For importing the data sets. Okay, then we have this recent sources. Okay, so the recent source option, okay, provides quick access to data connections that you have made previously. That that is which you have used previously, or that you have connected with tools data sources previously. Okay, so it will show you that. Okay, then we have this interdata thing. Okay, so if you wish to input data by your hand, okay, similar to typing data into Excel. Okay, so the interdata option allows you to create new tables directly inside the Power Query editor. Okay, then We have this data source setting. Okay, so if you need to modify any of these settings for your existing data sources, you can do here. Okay, then manage parameters. We will discuss all these things. With the help of this manage parameters, we can create a new parameters. Okay, so we will discuss while doing the hands-on. Okay, then we have this refresh preview. Okay, so here you will find options for refreshing all the tables. Okay, then we have this advanced editor. Okay, so we can also access this advanced editor. Okay, so where we can view and modify the encode. Okay, here in this advanced editor, we will having the encode or also known as the mashup code. We will discuss this thing. Okay, but for right now, for the time being, just understand like this is the advanced editor. This is in this whatever transformation you will do. Okay, ready-made code will be made inside this advanced editor. Like let me just show you. Here, as I click on the advanced editor, it is showing me some kind of code. Okay, so this I haven't written this. Okay, so this has been created by the Power BI itself. Okay, this code is called as the mashup code or the M code. Okay, then this advanced editor, this is the advanced editor. Then we have the choose column option. Okay, like this features let you pick only the columns you wish to retain in your data set. Okay, then we have this remove columns and we have this remove rows. Okay, so these tools help you eliminate unwanted columns or rows from your data. That's simple. Okay, then we have the this split column. Okay, so this function allows you to divide a single column into multiple columns based on a delimiter or a specific logic. Okay, we will discuss all these things. We will practice all these things. So don't worry about that. Okay, right now I'm just giving you the overview of what is the Power Query editor is all about. Okay, then we have this group by. Okay, those who have already studied the SQL. Okay, should be familiar with this group by. Okay, so this group by what it is, this is used to aggregate the data. For example, uh, if you will summarize your data like based on any category or any dimension, you can use this group by. Okay. Then let's say this we have. Then we have this replace values. If you want to replace any value inside your column, okay, then you can use this replace values. This use first row as a header. This is used for promoting your first row as the header, nothing else. Okay, then we have these merge queries. Okay, so these two things, merge queries and the append queries. Okay, so these are effective tools for combining the data. Okay, these are very important, and this thing is generally asked in the interviews as well. Okay, so this we will discuss in very much detail. Okay, so for now, I will just tell you what this merge queries and append queries is. So merge queries, what it does is it combines the data from two tables using a common column. Okay, like similar to the if you guys know about the VLOOKUP in Excel, like that thing. Okay, talking about this append tables, sorry, append queries, which we also can, which we also call as the append table as well. We have the same thing. Okay, so this append queries, what it does is it adds table together vertically. Okay, like adding the extra row. Either you want to put all those tables at the top of this table or at the below of this table. Okay, so that is for this append queries will be used. Okay, so that is the thing. So, any doubt or any question regarding this form tab? Yes or no? Okay, fine. If no questions, then let's proceed further. Okay, so next, let's explore the Transform tab. Okay, so the Transform tab offers a comprehensive set of tools to reshape and refine our data. Okay, so certain features like here we can see that we have this group by. Okay, and also if you will see some more feature, this is split column. Okay, this thing, this replace values. Okay, So these certain features, okay, are also available in the home tab. Okay. So why it is in both the tabs, like it is just offering different ways to access and use important transformations. That's it. Okay. The function of all these things are same. Okay. Whether you will use the group by from here or from here, it is the same. Okay. So within the transform tab, we can execute numerous data transformations. For example, let's say uh, we can use this using the first row. Okay, as headers. This was in that as well in this home tab. Use first row as header. It is also in here. Okay. Let us do the same thing. It promotes the first row to the column headers. Okay. Then we have this transpose thing. Okay. So it is used for transposing your data. This means swapping rows into columns and columns into rows. Things. Okay. Then we have this reverse rows. So this thing, what it will do is it is used for reversing rows to flip the data order. Okay. Then we have the count rows. It will just simply count the number of rows in your data set. Okay. Then we have this detect data type. It will just detect your data type or what kind of data type you have. Okay. Then we have the pivot column, unpivot column. Okay. To reshape your data for better analysis. Okay. Then again, we have this split column. Okay. Like it will again split your single column into multiple columns. Okay. And we also have some mathematical functions. Okay. Applying mathematical transformations using built-in mathematical functions to manipulate with numerical data. So this is what we will use. Okay. So then we will explore each of these features in depth once we start working with the real data in Power BI. Okay. So for now, just focus on getting familiar with this interface and the available tools. Okay, no need to worry about the technical details now. Okay. Now, after the transform tab. Okay, we have this add column tab. Okay. So when you want to create new columns in Power Query Editor, so this add column tab is what we use, is what we have to go for. Okay. So the important part, okay, to note here is that any transformation, like any transformation done here, okay, doesn't modify your original columns. Okay. So instead, it creates this thing. Add column tab is used for creating a new columns based on the logic you apply. Okay, which helps you enhance your data while preserving the original structure. Okay, so here we have multiple options. Okay, for creating the columns. Okay, so first we have this column from examples. Okay, so this column from examples. Here, what we can do is we can uh, create a new columns by providing example values. Okay, and Power BI will automatically detect the logic behind them using the column from example option. Okay, so making it easier to generate custom column. Okay, without writing any formulas manually. Okay, then we have this custom column option. Okay, so using this we can specify our own logic and formulas to generate completely customized column. Okay. Then we have this invoke custom function. Okay, so this allows us to apply predefined or custom functions to generate new columns. Okay. Then we have this conditional column. Okay. So this conditional column we'll talk about. Okay. Where it can be used. So this conditional column is used like when we have to use the if and then logic. Again, assigning values based on a specific criteria. Then we can use the this conditional column option. Okay. Then we have this index column. Okay. So this what it does, it just adds sequential number to your rows by creating an index column. That's this. Okay. Then we have this duplicate column option. So if you need any exact copy of a column for additional transformations, okay, you can use what? This duplicate column feature. Okay. Then we have some math-based columns. Okay, so there are options to create columns using mathematical functions for performing calculations directly during the transformation stage. Okay. So this is about the add column tab. Okay. Then moving further, we have this view tab. Okay. So here, this view tab. So it will be used when we want to grasp like better grasp of our data's structure and quality. Okay. So this view tab offers effective profiling tools. Okay. So this includes these things. Okay. Like here we can see this is column quality. Okay. So this column quality, what it does is it shows the percentage of it show- it shows the percentage of what the valid entries, okay, the errors and the empty values, okay, in each column, okay, helping to quickly identify data problems. Okay. So this is about the column quality. Then we have this column distribution. Okay. So this okay, it's not showing anything. Okay. So this column distribution, okay, provides a visual summary indicating the number of unique and duplicate values. I don't know why it is not showing it. Let's check in here. Mm, no, I don't think so. There may be some problem. It should have showing. That is showing that is fine. Okay. Maybe there is something problem with my Power BI. So this column distribution, it will generally show you the unique and the duplicate values in a column. Okay. Coming on to this column profile. Okay. So this will show what it will show. It will show all the things like it shows all the things like count, error, empty, and it will also show the minimum value, the maximum value in that particular column. Okay. So this is about this column profile thing. Okay. So this process, okay, of all these tabs, using all these tabs, okay, like in the Power Query editor, through which we can transform our data, okay, and it plays a crucial role in ensuring that your data is accurate and ready for the analysis, okay. So this concludes our walkthrough of the Power Query editor interface, okay. So this brings our thing of our journey of the Power Query editor interface to a close, okay. So please feel free to ask any question before we proceed. You guys don't have any questions, so let me proceed then. Okay. So now let's see what are all the things that we can do. Okay. First close these extra things which I have open in here. Let me find that is good. Okay. So first of all, let me explain you like how to install the Power BI desktop. Okay. So So I think many of you might have already installed it, okay, in your system. But generally, we install this Power BI desktop via two methods. Okay. So the first one is okay, very simple and very easy. You just have to go in here and search for Microsoft Store. Okay. And here you just have to search for Power BI desktop. Here you can see. Okay. Like I have already installed. Okay, so that's why it is showing open option for me. So if you are installing it first time, it will show the install option. You just have to click on install and you just have to click on next. And installing Power BI desktop is very simple. You don't have to bother about anything extra. You just have to click on next. Okay. So it is quite simple. Okay. So this is how we can install the Power BI desktop using what? Using the Microsoft Store. Okay. And there's one another way, like we can install the Power BI desktop. You just have to here search for the what? The Power BI desktop. In your browser, you just have to click on this Power BI desktop installation. Okay, and here you just have to go to the official side of the Microsoft. Okay, here you can see. Just showing the Microsoft. This is fine. Okay. Here we have this Microsoft Power BI desktop. You can click on this download and you can just simply install it. Okay. So these are the ways, okay, through which we can install the Power BI desktop in our system. Okay. Once you will install the Power BI desktop in your system, it will, and if you will go and search in your search bar, it will show it like this. You just have to click on this Power BI desktop, and from there you just have to select the blank report, and then you are ready to go. You are ready to visualize or the report your things. Okay. So this is the way we can install the Power BI. Okay. Now, let me just close these things. Okay. I just don't want to store these things. Okay. Not this, not change this. Okay. So, let me do one thing. Let me close this. Okay. This one. So, I will show you how we can uh, launch the Power BI desktop and start working on that. Okay. So, I will just select this Power BI desktop. And my new instance of the Power BI desktop is ready to open. Okay. And here we can see this blank report thing. Okay. If we will select this blank report, it will open a blank report for you. Okay. So this is what the Power BI desktop looks like. Okay. So today we will mainly focus on how to import data from different sources. Okay. So once the application open like this. Okay. So this is what we call as the graphical user interface. Okay. And as discussed earlier, so what I have told in your study class that Power BI have these views, the report, sorry, this report view, this table view, this model view, and the DAX view. All these things we have in here. Okay. So next thing. So as I haven't connected any data, okay, any data sources with my Power BI desktop, okay. So all these things will appear as blank. Okay, here we can see everything is blank right here. Okay. So now let me show you how we can import the data in the Power BI desktop. Okay. So to import the data into Power BI desktop, okay, first you have to be in this home tab. Okay. We can import the data only when we are in this home tab or either in the Power Query region. Okay. So we have to be in this home tab, and here we have to go here in this get data option. Okay. And here you can see some of the data sources, the common data sources which is showing, which are generally used by the Power BI developers. Okay. Okay. These are the things here. But if you want to see all the data sources which are available to connect with the Power BI, okay, so you can just click on this mode. Okay. It will show you all the data sources which are available. Okay. And here there are more than 100 data sources which can easily integrate with our Power BI. Okay. Here we can see we have this text CSV file, Excel workflow. Also we have SQL Server database, Access database, okay, Oracle database. All the databases are here. MySQL database. All these things are here. Even the PDF is also there. Folder is also there. Okay. So this is showing like how flexible and powerful our Power BI is. Okay. When we have to handle the data from various sources. Okay. So now let me show you how we can import the data. Let's say it means
So I
suspense.
have a small question.
Yeah,
If you want to import live data, so how to get the live data?
live data from web so the from the web data source you are talking about.
Yes.
You can just point
Like,
it here, like, yeah, tell.
no, no, I'm just asking the data will be like, sometimes it will be live, right? It will keep on changing. So
So
how to
we
get,
have to use, yes, yes, I got you. So then we have to use the storage mode, different storage mode. Okay. Right now I'm showing you like what are the different sources are here. Okay. If you want to get the live data source, okay, then we have to use a different storage mode that is called as the direct query. Okay. So then like let me just show you. Let's say there are data, okay, in any of the database, let's say in the SQL Server database, okay, and I want to connect it with, and I want the live data in my Power BI, okay. So there we have this connectivity mode, okay. Right now I'm just going ahead of my syllabus, okay, just to answer your question. So we have this data connectivity mode, okay. So here we have this import option and this direct query mode. If you will select this direct query mode, okay, so this will create a connection between your Power BI and the backend, that is your database. Okay. And whatever the data will be updated in your databases, it will simultaneously or parallelly will get updated in Power BI desktop as well. Clear?
okay, got it.
Okay. So what I was saying, okay, so like we have to import the data. Okay. I was telling like how we can import the data, okay, into the Power BI desktop. Okay. So we have to come here into this home tab. We have to select this home tab and we have to come here. We have to click on this get data. Okay. And we have to click on this more. And let's say I want to get the data. Let's say I want to get the text or CSV option. Okay. I will just select this text and CSV option again. And I click on this connect. And now let me select any of the tables here. Let's say I want to something like let's check what are the okay, we select this order CSV. I want to bring this data file. And you have to just select this file, whatever you want to bring in the Power BI Excel, you have to select it and you have to click on open. Okay. Then what Power BI will do is it will start loading your data. Okay. Like first of all, it will show you the preview of your data. Okay. Here you can see, okay. Like it will show this preview based on the first 200 rows available in your data source. Okay, so it is what it is showing. Okay, so and here, the main important thing you have to note that here we have this option load and transform data. So uh, the difference between load and transform data, I will tell you. Okay? So let's say it will give you the option to load or either transform the data. Okay, so the Power BI will load up your what this preview and it will give me the option like you can load or you transform your data. Okay. So at this stage, Power BI displays the what? A preview of the table. Okay. Showing the column headers. Okay. Here we can see we have this column headers. Okay. And also it is showing the delimiter, that is the comma, because this file is nothing but the CSV file, which means the comma separated values. Okay. And then coming on to this load and transform data. Okay, so let me explain the difference between these two. Okay, so if you click load data, okay, listen carefully. If you will click on this load data, Power BI import all this data directly into your Power BI desktop without any changes. Okay, it will load your this data directly into the Power BI desktop. Okay, like the data which is present in your local desktop from where you are trying to import. Okay, so that same data will get loaded into the Power BI desktop. Okay, so while clicking on this load data, you won't get chance to clean transform or reshape your data before it's loaded. Okay. Now, if I will click on this, okay, and let's say if this data contains any types of error, and if you will click on this load, so what will happen if Power BI detect that error, and then what it will show, the Power BI show you that data, sorry, that error, like your data has this error. Okay, so that is one of the drawback of the load option. Okay, right now it has loaded it perfectly. Okay, so if it would have any error, it will show you the error, like your data have the error. Okay, so that is the what I said disadvantage of the load option. But generally, you what we use is we use the databases where the data are clean and and structured. Okay, so loading from the database generally they won't give you the error, and you can easily import that those data into your Power BI desktop. Okay, directly load it into your Power BI desktop without transforming. Okay. But let's say if your data would have any error, okay, let me just show you again. Let's say if your data would have any error or any kind of things like it should be transformed, okay, like it should be get cleaned, okay. So then what we have to use, like when we are importing the data, we import that. Okay, so let me import this again. CSV. Okay, so if you will use this transform data, like the first thing I've shown you, like if you will click on load, it will directly load your table into the Power BI desktop. When there will be no errors or anything like no constraints. So then it will directly load into your Power BI desktop. But if you will see your data, like if you will see the preview, like you need any changes or the things, then what you have to do, you don't have to click on this loop. You can directly click on this transform data. Okay. So, and if you will click on this transform data, so what will happen is this Power BI will take you, okay, or it will redirect you to the Power Query editor. Let me just show you. Like I click on the transform data. Okay. So it has redirected me to where? To the Power Query editor. And here we can we can transform our data. We can rename the columns, change the data types, filter the rows. We can remove the columns or the errors or the rows. Okay, we can split the columns. Okay, and many more things we can do in here. So once that transformation would be done, okay, then what you have to do, you just have to simply close and apply. Okay, you have to just simply click on this, close and apply to load that transform data. Okay, into your where into your Power BI desktop. Okay, so let's say if I will, for the time being, let me just remove some columns. Okay, I will remove these columns. Okay. So I've removed the columns. Okay, as you can see, I've removed few columns. Okay, and here you can see we have all these columns. Okay, so like the thing is, like I'm satisfied. Like I the what are the transformations we are needed? I have just done that. Okay. So now what I will do is, okay, my data is ready. Okay, now I will just click on close and apply. So what it is doing, it is loading my transform data into the Power BI desktop. Okay. Okay. So now if I will go into the table view, now if you will see this, the first table, okay, it is showing all the columns, okay, in which I didn't transform anything. But coming on to this next column, you can see I have removed the few first columns, and you can see I have only those data which I have transformed. Okay. So that is the way, okay, like importing the data. Like you have to go in here in your home tab and you have to click on this get data and you have to select your respective data sources, okay, and then you have to click on import, okay, and then the options you will get is load option and the what. Let me just show you again. So it will show you the two options, the load option and the transform data. So the better way, okay, the safe way to import your data is by going into this transform data. So it will redirect it to you where the Power Query data, and we can simply transform our data into there in the Power Query data, and we can click on close and apply, and we can get the transform data. That's it. Okay. So this is the difference between load data and the transform data. Is it clear, guys? Yes or no? Now, I just wanted to show you like how we can import the data from few of the other data sources. Okay. So do one thing. Okay. Let me show you. Let me close this instance. I just shown you like what is the difference between the load data option and the transform data option and how we can import the data. Okay. Now let me show you how we can import the data from different sources. Okay. So for that, let me just open the new Power BI instance. Okay. Agent plan. But let's say first I will show you how we can import the Excel workbook. Okay. So we have two options to get the Excel workbook. Like directly for the ease, it has given here the Excel workbook. You can directly click on here and you will import the Excel workbook. Okay. And the another way, that is this way, get data, select your Excel workbook. Okay. Select it where it is stored. Okay. So let's say I will select this sample superstore and I will click on open. Okay. So here Power BI will scan the workbook. Okay. And it is showing us the all the available sheets present in that Excel workbook. Okay. So let it load first. So if I will select this, this will show me the preview of that sheet. Again, this sheet, again, this sheet. Okay. And here, this uh, this option, okay, that we can select any number of sheets from that Excel workbook. If you want to import only the two sheets, okay, and the required sheets, you can just select those sheets, okay, and you can just load it into your Power BI text doc. Okay, then let me just select this again, and here, if I will click on this load, okay, so it will directly load into our Power BI desktop. If I will click on this transform data, it will first take me to where? To the Power Query editor. Okay, so right now, the focus is on getting the data into the Power BI desktop successfully. Okay, so this is how we can import the data. Now, if I will click on, let's say, click on load. Okay, so it will import all those data sheets into my Power BI desktop. Okay. So this is how it is loading, and this is how we have got our all the tables into our Power BI desktop. Okay, so this is how we can import the Excel one. Okay, so I think the time is over. Okay, so what I will do is I will stop here, and in the next class I will show you how we can import some other the data from some other data sources. Like I will take an example of the databases, like the SQL server. And also I will show you how we can get the data from web data. Yes, okay. And so, and also few of some more few data sources I will show you in the next class, like how we can import those data sources. Okay. So fine then, I will stop here. And if you guys have any doubt or any question, you may ask. You guys don't have any questions, so we can drop off. Okay. So no questions. Fine then. Okay, fine then, guys. Let's connect next week. Okay. Till then, bye and take care. Yeah, thank you.